Hi, I'm Chelsea Taylor. Thank you for joining us today. I am here with Francisco and Juan of Night Pro. So thank you guys. Thank you for being here.
No, glad to
So
be here.
first, whichever one of you would like to explain what exactly Night Pro is for everybody.
I'll let Francisco go with that.
Okay.
We're just going to
Sure.
role play off who wants to answer which
There you go.
question.
Yeah, so NightPro is an application that controls reservations and guest lists for nightclubs and event promoters. So what essentially do is control the reservations are coming from their promoters, from their staff member, from Facebook, from Twitter. They'll go into one safe place. They know who brought them. They know the minimum that they have to spend, and they're able to assign them to different tables so they know what's going on in the night. And at the end of the day, they know what to pay and account for everything that happened. And same thing goes for the guest list. They know which promoter brought which person, and when they get to the door, they'll say their name, and they know, they'll have an iPhone app or an iPad app, and they'll be able to check them off and know they arrived. And I don't know if I missed anything, Juan. You can.
That was it. That's all it does.
Yeah, that's pretty much sums it up. It's a central place for back of the house solution for nightclubs, for the nightlife industry.
So tell us how you came up with the idea of Night Pro.
Well, like a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, we were working and we wanted to do, there's like the whole daily deals stuff going on,
Mhm.
like the Groupons.
The
and
Groupons and
Yeah.
the, yeah.
And we were kind of obsessed with that, but we were...
Me too.
Francisco.
I get many massages a month.
Yeah. And
He just missed one.
I know.
Actually.
yeah, my wife.
Don't
is
let those
super
Groupons
interested in that.
expire.
Yeah. I think
So
we
you
just
kind of
did it.
saw that everyone is getting into that
Yeah.
that particular fast of media.
And we got interested in doing something like that for nightclubs. We knew some people in the nightlife industry,
Mm-hmm.
so we gave it a stab. But Francisco was remote. I was working a full-time
Had
job.
you seen it anywhere else before?
We saw a couple of people trying to do it in on the West Coast,
Mm-hmm.
and we thought we could do something better.
Well, let me correct you there. We actually, after we started, we noticed that somebody was doing it too.
Mhm.
So it
Yeah.
was like, we thought we were the first.
Okay.
But then we noticed that
Like
we were
everybody.
the third.
Everybody
Yeah.
thinks they're the first. Oh, I'm the
Yeah.
first one to come up with that. Exactly. But you
and,
just hadn't.
yeah, and we assumed.
But it wasn't established or hugely
No.
present to the point where you
But-
knew you had a direct competitor.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And because Groupon worked, it had to work.
Exactly.
But, no.
We soon noticed it didn't work. It
Mhm.
blew up in our face. Nightclubs don't want people to come off the internet into the nightclub. They want to know who's going to come, how they look,
They
how
wanna
much they're
screen
going to
them. They wanna
potentially
screen them
spend.
somehow.
Yeah.
And they want to keep the right to refuse admission. So
Mhm.
that wasn't possible. Like charging people, beforehand they got into the club,
Yeah.
and then having that experience of no, they didn't let me in, and I already paid you. So,
Right. They still want to maintain the selectivity that's
Yeah.
what clubs are known for, and that's how they establish their reputation anyway.
Exactly.
Plus, there's laws against that. They have the coupon laws that don't allow you to give. What's it called? You had it for a certain amount of time, and you couldn't actually expire it, or you.
Oh, okay.
So it was a lot of things.
So you
that-
kind of did that. You wanted to do it in a Groupon way first, and then you were like, "This
Yeah.
isn't
Yeah.
going to work for this particular segment or sector
Yeah.
of this industry."
Yeah,
And-
or even some states they
And
didn't
Right.
allow
some
it.
states,
Period.
happy hour laws, which prohibit you from selling, discounts on alcohol.
That's what it is.
Okay.
So,
So it was back to the drawing board.
back to the drawing
kind
board.
of, in
Actually,
a way. In a way.
it was kaput.
Yeah.
Dissolved. Like,
Done.
yeah,
Okay.
it was like we are not going to go into the startup world, I guess.
Okay.
And I was coming back from school. He was, working. So we're like, all right, well, we'll play paintball together. That's about it.
We'll go back to where we met.
Yeah, exactly.
So then, how did this new idea come to fruition? Then?
We're sitting down with one of our buddies that does events
Mhm.
here in Miami, and like we're talking to him, and the guy doesn't he's not paying attention. He's just rushing, like putting all these lists on like an email. Like, what are you doing? He's like, no, my list for tonight. Like, I'm putting it together. I have to send it to the club before 9, which is my cutoff time. And
What was he using to put that together? That list.
just like emails, copying from his
Oh,
email,
well,
from an Excel
yeah.
spreadsheet,
From his
copying
phone.
and pasting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From his
I was about to
phone.
say Excel spreadsheet.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So just
And
yeah.
we're like, dude, you do this every night? And he's like, every night. And the club gets this one from me, and from every other promoter gets his list, and then they have to compile it.
Which is just
and
completely
use that on the
inefficient and
clipboard.
antiquated.
Yeah, and that's why I have a clipboard at the door.
Right.
So that was like the initial. Oh, there's something there that's like.
And when do you
initial.
ever see anyone with a clipboard anymore and not an iPad? Because it's
Yeah.
really rare.
Yeah.
So there's totally was that technology opportunity for you guys.
Yeah, that's where we saw a problem that we could solve, and we comped something up that we thought would be a solution. Also
Mhm.
looked at what was available at the moment in
Mhm.
terms of solutions like
And
that.
software and stuff that was
Uh-huh.
kind of already out
They
there.
all look very old and charge a bunch of money.
Right.
They look like they were built in 1998.
So some clubs already did have a software.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it was only like the top 2% of nightclubs that, you know, you would, the Lives of the world, the Excess Pures in Vegas, big clubs, big name
Right,
clubs.
big name clubs that have like a group
Yeah.
that are managing a group of clubs.
And could pay $400 a month
A month,
to actually
exactly,
use a
yeah.
software like that. Yeah.
And
So you didn't really even start to program, you know, a site or an app per se yet. You kind of just did some pictures in Photoshop and said, this is what we
Yeah.
are thinking. You know, this is what we can offer you. We haven't built it yet.
Yeah, we actually, what changed it was we read The Lean Startup by Eric Ries. Well, actually Juan did, and then he told me.
Education, knowledge is power.
Yeah, it
Nice.
actually, yeah, that's what we tell everybody. We drank the Kool-Aid. After that, we became like lean startup
We became the
fanatics.
entrepreneurs
Yeah.
of Lean's babies. Yeah.
So we said, all right, let's not do the what we did before of assuming that, you know, because Groupon work, it's going to work.
Yeah.
Let's try to do, you know, let's go and find out if they actually want
And
it.
that's what
then
that book.
build it.
And that's what that book recommends you do.
Yeah.
Kind of, you project that you have this idea.
Yeah, it's kind of build traction before you even build a site. It's
Great advice too. And so then when you went, you know, to those people that you were meeting with in those groups that you were targeting, did they like what you had, or did they even have more insight where you could build on what they wanted as a consumer? They were kind of telling you probably.
They were really
else they-
interested in telling. There was the first
They
guy.
just wanted you to listen.
yeah, they were like, no, we don't like this. You should do this. They actually tried to build it themselves, but it was too
And
expensive.
at that point, you hadn't spent any of your money on it yet, so
Exactly.
you could really tailor to what the consumer wanted.
yeah.
And the best part was when one of them said, "Hey, this is a competition. We don't like this and that," and
Mhm.
they're like, you know, open about what we should change about what the other guys were
Exactly,
doing.
because you're not saying, well, we're doing it and this is how it is,
Yeah.
it is and this is how it works. You're going to like, okay, we can cater it to you and work
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
and your input is valued, and
Exactly.
we'll create
that's
it for what you
happened.
guys are looking for.
Yeah.
Yeah. We spent no money, had them tell us what they wanted,
Mhm.
and kind of like crowdsourced those ideas from a bunch of promoters and nightclubs,
Hmm.
and then started to execute. So
And did you do that locally in Miami, or
Actually, wherever we had friends in nightlife, we
you
called
just
a
kind of
couple
reached out to people you went to
Yeah.
college with, or kind of see?
Austria, Germany, Boston, in Venezuela, anybody that we kind of knew was in nightlife.
Uh-huh.
We're like, do you know a venue owner? Are you a promoter? Can we ask you a couple of questions? And it went from there.
Okay, so then what were your startup costs for making this website and the app and the integrated software?
we do everything in house. So the main cost was me because I had to quit my job.
Right.
And it's not, you know, I just took on enough to pay the house where we're gonna live and stuff, and that was basically the cost of the end. And
Right,
you
so
know,
really
some
low
decent
overhead.
servers to run the app, and that was it. We just started building ourselves.
Well, not even the server, because I think we had free plans up until we actually had our first customer.
Hmm.
So.
So how many customers do you have now?
We focused the last 2 months on selling in Miami.
Mhm.
I think before when we beta tested, we had like about 50 companies use it and go on and off,
Mhm.
and it was a very unstable build of what we had done.
Yeah.
Because it was in different
Yeah.
areas and smaller users and
Yeah,
stuff like that. So you're
exactly.
really looking for a diverse, you know, portfolio of users, but it's good to have the big
Yeah.
groups.
And once we got to that solution we thought was good, we said, okay, now let's nail the Miami clients. We're here. And we wanted, there's a lot of like, you have to have how do you call this?
Credibility.
Credibility.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna ask, who uses
Who
this?
uses it?
And
Exactly.
like, who are you? Like, who do you know?
Mm.
So if you don't know, you know, Opium Group or Live in Miami or MMG,
Mhm.
so we started trying to get into these clients, and we were successful at getting into. We started working with MMG.
Mhm.
They had a lot of feedback in terms of their current solution and what they wanted to change, and we worked with them. Bamboo, which is a Romanian group
Mhm.
that opened a nightclub called Bamboo Miami.
Mhm.
They're a very nice nightclub, luxurious, and the operators are very well known.
Mhm.
And they became one of our flagship clients. And then smaller nightclubs started calling us
Right.
out of the blue. So, you know, the Vault in Miami, which is a smaller club, just opened. The Station, the Stage, which are local places.
Mhm.
And now, you know, now we get a request at least once a week. We'll get somebody locally that heard about somebody around and
Right.
wants
Well,
to test it
this
out.
week we got like 5, so.
So
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
big,
it's
the big names
getting-
are really like what you decided you needed to target in order to have this is
Yeah.
who this is who uses us.
Well, it happened in the field too. We started going out and selling, thinking, okay, because we have a perfect product, they're going to
Right.
use it for sure.
Oh yeah.
So we went up to some clubs in Orlando, and They were like, so who uses
Who
it in
you-
Miami?
First question they're gonna ask you, because
Ah,
where are
but-
we based out of?
yeah.
Miami. Well, who's your main user? Well, yeah, that's gonna
Maybe
be challenging.
you.
Yeah, so-
Could be you, but you're in Orlando.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's everything has kind
You have
of
to do it in
been
your
led-
backyard first.
Yeah,
You know?
and led by in what happens in the practice in the field.
Mhm.
It was nothing that we never assumed that we needed to have clients in Miami. We actually thought that we could have clients in Australia and England, and then everybody
Yeah.
we used to know.
But I mean, you're also lucky because you are in a huge club scene, nightlife scene here in Miami. That this is going to give you that base to,
Yeah.
it's easier for you, honestly.
After doing it, I would say that it was essential. Like,
Mhm.
it's make or break being in a place where you can breed a startup like this. Like, you
Mhm.
can't do this maybe in Idaho. Like,
No.
Idaho, because people in other cities will be like, okay, so who
Well,
is this? Where did you get in? Like,
And
you
your
have to
word
get
of mouth is
lucky to-
huge in
Yeah.
Miami. Everybody talks in Miami about where were you last week and blah blah blah. And especially as you guys I'm sure know, once you're in that scene, it gets a lot smaller. The
Yeah,
world gets a
exactly.
lot smaller. So you have the promoter relations now and the club relations. So that's huge.
And even people in the bank, accountants, anybody you meet, and you tell them what you do, they're
Right.
like,
Oh, we work with the
I have
accountant, blah
a
blah blah.
friend.
there.
Yeah, I have a friend that owns such and such club. I'm gonna put you in touch, and
Right.
it has happened.
With any industry, it
Yeah.
gets small very quickly.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Go ahead and tell me about Launchpad.
Okay, well, Launchpad is an accelerator program in Miami. It's a partnership between the city and the people that organize it. And it helps local startups in 3 verticals, creative IT,
Mhm.
hospitality and tourism, and healthcare,
Mhm.
develop. So there's about 130, 140 companies that applied, and they selected 10 companies that they thought would have the best chance of growing.
Of success, yeah.
And you get a $25,000 grant. You get an office space for an entire year, which we already kind of visited the office. It's great. It's huge. And a lot of mentorship and help. So we're really looking forward to starting working there. We'll be moving out of this office, which has
Mhm.
been our home for
A year.
a year
Yeah.
almost. There, January 23rd.
The pit. Yes.
Yeah, the pit. So it's a huge opportunity for us to meet a bunch of mentors that have.
How did
tons
you
of
guys
experience.
find out about Launchpad?
Through the events we would go.
Okay.
I think it was Refresh Miami is pretty much the one that we always try to make
Mhm.
it. And Peter Martinez would always get up and say, hey, we're from the Launchpad. We're going to have an accelerator. We invite everybody to apply. And he would explain it. And I think since, the first time he said it, we're like,
Yeah,
we gotta
email
get into
Right.
this.
Yeah.
So we started meeting with them, and they would tell us, well, we like your idea, but you have to change maybe the way you look at the market and what you're expecting to charge. And we would sit down and try to nail how we would
And
change.
try to
so
see what the
yeah, so it was pretty much working all the time, trying to fit to what they needed,
Mhm.
and thankfully it worked out, and it worked out for us because it really helped our business model.
Right. Because up until now, how have you guys had investors? Have you had any investors in the software in Night Pro, or it's kind of been you guys?
No, we were lucky that our family supported us.
Mhm.
Juan's mom and my aunt helped us at the beginning. Actually, in this project, because in the one before they didn't want to
Mhm.
put
They
a
believed in this
penny.
one.
Yeah,
So now this one, they were like,
They're like, you
"Oh,
guys, no.
yes.
This one, yes, this makes
This
sense.
one works. If it wasn't for them, we probably wouldn't be talking right now,
Mhm.
because I ran a couple of numbers a month ago, and actually we would have gone broke a month ago. So
But we're still
thankfully,
alive and kicking.
Yeah, and we recently had a seed investment from 4 people, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
four guys that were very close to us, friends that have been advising us since the very beginning, and it got to a point where they thought this would really have potential.
Mhm.
So they wanted to have a formal, vesting into the success of the company,
Mhm.
and we did a small seed round with them, which is going to help us throughout the next year, be secure and
Right.
actually grow.
Grow. Because right now the app is free. It's free to users, correct?
It is free to
So
users. Yeah.
how are you going to go ahead and make that, the money?
It's
Show me the
free, and
money.
it changes the whole industry, because every company that worked in what we do was $400, $200.
Expensive
Like, so
memberships
it's very
just to have.
expensive membership,
Mhm.
only
It's almost a
available to-
luxury to have.
Yeah.
Right.
and it was only available for the top 200 nightclubs in the U.S. So we have
So
a hit
very
list.
small,
Actually,
yeah.
it's there. There's a hit list of the top 100, and then
Yeah,
a
my
client
travel
from-
list.
Yeah, basically, yeah, it's our future travel list.
Yeah.
Yes.
Rough life, guys.
But it was brought to our attention too that we had to, you can't have us, investors or nobody was going to grow and look into a business that only is going to have like 200 clients.
Mhm.
You want to have room for growth.
Right.
So we
So
started.
you
how can
can't
we-
have that high
yeah.
premium charge
Yeah.
for membership.
So how can we get this in the hands of every nightclub that we talk to?
We make it free.
We make it free, and then we monetize on premium features. And one of the premium features is POS integration, where we link, what a table is spending to the promoter that
Mhm.
brought that table to the product mix. And then there's all the data that you're collecting about the consumer that's at that table.
Mhm.
That's another revenue stream.
Who's coming into my club? Who's bringing?
Yeah.
Who's bringing them in? It's huge.
And then,
But without selling the client, because that's very important. We're independent from any management group, and we don't sell anybody's information.
Mm-hmm.
So it's theirs.
It's
private.
theirs.
We're like a little bank that holds in your
Exactly.
client information for
Right.
everybody.
You're like a
Yeah.
data bank, pretty
Yeah,
much.
and a
But
very
but you
neutral-
can show them all of that.
For them, yeah.
Mhm.
For them.
Specifically for them, right?
Yeah.
You don't sell their client list or
Yeah, which is-
promoters list or whatever. Which
Exactly.
obviously people are like, oh my gosh, this scares me to know that it's
Exactly.
out there.
one of the main companies that did this before is owned by Angel Management Group in Vegas. So it was kind of, a conflict of interest that you're putting in their hands your database of entire clients, how much people are spending at your nightclub. You could I'm not saying they did it, but you can open the database and look at what people spend
Mhm.
at Open Group, which is a competitor basically.
Mm-hmm.
So we do make an emphasis in that we're independent.
Right.
We're not owned by a management company or anything, and we're
Right.
very, clear cut with every client.
Respect their privacy.
And that's why we've been able to work with direct competitors and which are 5 blocks away from each other. They maybe hate their guts,
Right.
but
But they
both
don't
of them
hate
are-
you.
They don't hate
Exactly.
us.
But
Hopefully
But
they
they
don't.
like us.
Yeah.
And then the next and probably biggest revenue stream is enabling our clients to sell tickets. They can already do that through third-party providers, but our idea is to get them the technology where they can sell their own tickets, collect
Mhm.
their own data, and keep
And
it
streamline
in-house.
their process.
Yeah, and streamline it a lot. So in that case, they would be able to sell tickets on their own site. Something right now, even if people claim that you can do that, you can go click. At the time you have to check out, you have to go to a third-party site
Mm-hmm.
and pay them. We want to change that. We want you to check out on our client site
Mhm.
or on their iPhone app,
Mhm.
and you're giving the money to them. We're getting our cut, and that's probably the biggest revenue stream we're going to get.
Okay, that's great. So what's the plan then for like the next 5 years? Do you guys feel like you want to take this from Miami to, where's the next place?
Yeah. Well, 5 years is huge.
A
I
long
could
time,
tell you
right?
5 months
3
maybe.
years, right?
I mean, we want to start. We're actually going to the Nightclub and Bar Convention in March. We hope that's going to be a game changer because we're actually going to be able to meet maybe decision makers
Okay. And
nationally.
we'll probably have like a booth or something there
Yeah, that's
showing
what
the
we're gonna
software.
have,
That's
yeah.
great. That's a great exposure for you guys.
Yeah, so we're gonna. That's pretty much I would say it's when we're gonna go national,
Okay.
and from there we're just gonna go anywhere in the United States that would like to use us. Maybe make some trips to different
Mhm.
key cities and meet with
But
people.
really focus on the cities. That
Yes, just
have a lot
focus
of
on
nightclubs.
that, and then any inbound sales that are coming. We're lucky that it's like you said by reference, and we're suddenly we
Wow.
wake up
Yeah.
in the morning and you'll have a demo request from somebody in New York or somebody in Australia. And
Mhm.
how did you hear about us? I don't know. I googled you, or somebody
Mhm.
told me that there's Night Pro that you should check out.
Right. Are you guys gonna do any other advertising other than like the conventions or the word of mouth or not
Nothing.
right now?
No.
Not now.
Just
Yeah.
what we did do is we made a list of about 2,000 emails of clubs that we would like to work with, and
Mhm.
we sporadically send emails to somebody
People on this
or LinkedIn. It's
Mhm.
been a big help to reach out to people.
So
that
you've
could-
been using some other social media kind of
Yeah, we
business
use
media.
we use LinkedIn. I'm like a LinkedIn now power user. Like I'll be networking and trying to find people,
Mm-hmm.
and once I find them, I'll follow up with them and thank you for connecting. And just
Right.
every time I connect with somebody on LinkedIn, it's an impression. It's they get to see that we work on iPro, and sometimes they'll click through and they'll go to our site, and
Mhm.
just that has got us requests.
That's
for
huge,
accounts.
just to get a hit,
Yeah.
So why don't you go ahead and show me how the app actually works?
Okay, so one of the main features for the managers and the staff at the nightclub is viewing what's going on at the tables and where everybody's sitting or
At
how
that
busy
moment,
it is at
right.
that moment in real time.
Amazing.
So our iPhone app actually has a table map, a layout of every table in the venue, and with the current availability in real time. So
Mhm.
if I click on a table, it's going to filter down to the people who are sitting there or who was sitting there before and was moved.
Okay.
I get to see red ones are that they've been reserved, so the manager said that somebody's going to sit there, but not there yet.
Okay.
And blacked out is that somebody's already sitting there.
Okay.
And then if you click on somebody, you can get all the information, the minimum that was set by the promoter or by the
Okay.
VIP host. So you know-
Francisco's had 25 bottles. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, almost. And this is
That
all
is
real
so
time.
cool.
So if you actually add somebody here, and they have a computer at the booth,
Mhm.
it's in real time. So that person will just show up on the booth. Or if they assign a table from the booth in the front, it's gonna show up on the manager's iPad in real time. So you don't have to refresh or anything. It's just gonna happen.
It's just gonna happen.
And this is one of the main features that they use to go on. So sometimes they have somebody outside of the nightclub, and people are asking them if they want to get in, and they can make split-second decisions
Right.
on the spot based on
'Cause they
how
can
busy
see
it is.
and not have to go in and
Yeah.
try to see and radio
Yeah.
and who's got what or whatever.
A lot of
I
nightclubs.
love that. So cool. It has a layout of the bar,
Yeah,
of like
and,
the club.
and you can have multiple layouts. So like right now we have two, and I can scroll down like this could be first floor,
First
second
floor,
floor,
then second floor.
or third room or whatever, and just go through and see what's happening in each one. This is probably the favorite thing about that.
Right.
The rest of the features are just adding people, adding clients to the database.
Right, because eventually you could integrate it. You will integrate it with point of sale or something like that, so it'll be able to.
Exactly. Right now we're working
Talk.
with some clients on the POS integration, and they're going to be able to see down to the product mix of a client. So what they actually drank. Did they drink, 2 Magnum bottles
Right.
of Grey Goose or
Right.
whatever they did? We can track that.
That's so cool. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, guys. We really appreciate you being here.
No,
and
thank you.
it sounds like such an amazing. It's impressive, just your programming and what you guys bring to the table.
Thank
so I wish you guys the best of luck.
Thank you
Thanks.
very
Thanks.
much.
Okay.
Thank you.